When it comes to growing incredible tomatoes, fertilizing is one of the first things that most gardeners get wrong. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the most common fertilizing pitfalls that people make and how you can avoid them, how you can fertilize your tomatoes properly and get the beautiful harvests you've always dreamed of. So let's get started. Okay, picture this. You've been fertilizing your tomato plants for over a month now. They're looking incredible. Dark green leaves, bushy. These things are some of the healthiest tomato plants you've ever seen in your life. In fact, you're so excited, you send a pic to your grandpa, you post them on TikTok, you're just super duper proud. Fast forward another month, your plants are huge, they're monstrous. But here's the catch, you don't see many tomatoes and you're wondering why. You've been fertilizing consistently, doing your best, but you just don't see the results. Your plants are beautiful, but they don't have many tomatoes on them. This is a problem that many gardeners, including myself, more than once have run into. And it really comes down to using the incorrect NPK ratio. The good thing is you don't have to be a chemistry major to understand this, but basically what the NPK ratio is, it's your secret sauce to producing a massive harvest of tomatoes basically every single time. N stands for nitrogen, P for phosphorus, and K for potassium. You might be thinking, Lucas, why is potassium K? I don't know. Ask whoever created the periodic table. All you need to know about NPK ratios is this. Nitrogen should never be the highest number. If it is, Houston, we've got a problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
Because nitrogen is important for leaf growth, and it's important for your tomato plants. But excessive nitrogen relative to the other two elements of phosphorus and potassium will cause massive, beautiful, dark green bushy plants at the expense of flowering and fruiting. Phosphorus is great for flower and fruit development, while potassium is your all-around nutrient superstar, helping your plants build structure and develop roots, develop shoots. Pretty much, it's good for everything. Now, you might be thinking, well, Lucas, that's great. You've told me about the NPK ratio, and in theory, that kind of makes sense. But how do I apply that? Well, it's very simple. Whenever you go to the store to purchase a fertilizer, you're going to want to check the package for those three numbers, the NPK ratio. These are going to tell you pretty much everything you need to know as to whether that fertilizer is going to be proper for your tomato plants. And there are some pretty common ratios out there, like say a 10-10-10, which would be considered a balanced fertilizer. If the three numbers are the same, balanced, so they say. Then you've got the real sauce, which is what I use, and that is Bloom Booster. Bloom Booster is typically high in phosphorus, the middle number. So what I use is a water-soluble 15-30-15 Blue Booster fertilizer. I mix it with water, hence water-soluble, and water my plants to deliver the nutrients straight to the roots. I'm not suggesting that this is the best ratio or that you should always go for a Bloom Booster fertilizer. Use some judgment. There are different ones that will work. You could use something like a 5-10-10, which is higher in phosphorus and potassium, or maybe a 10-20-20, or an 8-10-12. The ratio doesn't have to be exact, but the key thing here is that nitrogen should never be your star player. If it is, you'll get great big bushy plants at the expense of fruiting. Again, I've done this myself. I've made this mistake. It is not fun, okay? So don't make it. Okay, now that I've nerded out and we've unlocked the mystery of the NPK ratio, let's get on to the second mistake most gardeners make, which is fertilizing too much. Okay, you probably thought I was gonna say too little, but a lot of people get overzealous with the fertilizer, and this can do more harm than good. Less is more, because when it comes to fertilizer, it really can be. You don't need a ton, you just need the right amount. How can you avoid this? Well, I always say, whatever the package says, do that, and potentially a little less. You might want to dilute it slightly. That way, you're not risking over-fertilizing or burning your plants, which could ultimately lead to more harm than good, especially when you're using a water-soluble fertilizer. To give you an example, say the fertilizer package says to use 1 tablespoon per 2 gallons of water. You might want to use 3/4 of a tablespoon per 2 gallons of water. That way, you're erring on the side of caution and you're not going to burn your plants, over-fertilize them, and cause major issues. You can always add more, but it's harder to take away fertilizer. So that's the second mistake most gardeners make, and a mistake that you can avoid and how to avoid it. Full disclosure, I'm currently sitting on a deflated basketball, and this isn't a real heirloom tomato. It's actually a candle from the Martha Stewart collection. But if you want something that's real, you're going to want to check out my brand new ebook that I recently dropped called Yard Food. It's currently on sale, and what it is, it's a 127-page ebook that I wrote. It took me several months. This ebook is virtually everything I know about growing tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers, all in one package deal. It's a quick read, short but sweet, but it delivers actionable advice for vegetable gardening from seed all the way to harvest. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can check it out through the link down in my description, also in the top comment. Or if you want to grab my list of my 10 favorite vegetable varieties to grow, you can check that out as well through that same link. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, if you're interested in these beautiful steel raised beds from Vigo Garden, you can check out my link below and get $10 off. These things have been really great so far. I actually really like the look of them. They're solid and they're great. They're just great. Whew, it's humid today. So while I'm still conscious, let me get into mistake number 3 for fertilizing tomato plants that most gardeners make. It's pretty simple, but it's not fertilizing consistently. With the different types of fertilizers, you can take different approaches. The granular fertilizer method is more slow burn. You can apply it once at the beginning of the season and maybe midway through the season, and giving your plants that final dose at the end of the season. When it comes to water-soluble fertilizer, the approach is a bit different. You see, water-soluble fertilizers are absorbed pretty quickly by your plants. Because it's fast-acting, you're going to need to deliver it on a more consistent, regular basis than you would with granular fertilizer. Personally, as I mentioned before, I typically use water-soluble fertilizers. And one of the reasons I like them so much is because of the control they give you. Again, they're not slow burn, they're pretty fast-acting, so they work pretty quickly, and they allow you to really bump up your plants if they're not looking so hot. I personally fertilize my tomatoes with a slightly diluted solution of Bloom Booster every couple weeks. Sometimes I'll do it once a week, but usually every 2 weeks is sufficient, and this will ensure that my plants are getting consistent fertilizer throughout the entire growing season. Even as they approach ripening stage, you want to keep delivering the nutrients so that your fruits can develop and get nice, big, and plump, just like this one right here. That again isn't real for legal purposes. Please don't sue me. To be successful in life, you have to be consistent, and it's no different when it comes to fertilizing your tomato plants. You can't just fertilize them once and be done with it. They're going to eventually use up all that fertilizer, and they're going to need a boost. And it may be common sense, but always consult your fertilizer package to know how often you should be fertilizing. Seriously, read the directions and err on the side of caution. Use fertilizers that are lower in nitrogen relative to phosphorus and potassium, and you should see some incredible results with your tomatoes. I've had some pretty amazing results in the past, and I really wanted to share with you some of the biggest mistakes gardeners make and how you can avoid them, because I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did and that countless other gardeners make every single season. It's really sad, but it doesn't have to be. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value from it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes on this video. Subscribe, because we're trying to get to 100,000 here on the Lucas Grows Best channel. And also check out those links if you're interested. Got some good stuff down there for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day. It's super hot. I'm probably going to pass out in the next 5 seconds. See you later.